All right, Shalom. Before we start, we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone, teaching Ruel. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. And I don't really have a title for this lesson yet, but I do have an article that I want to go into. All right. It's from the People's Voice TV. All right. I'll put the description. I put the link in the description, Lord willing, if I remember. It says, mainstream media predicts black swan event during 2024 election cycle. All right, so before we get into it, let's look up the definition black swan. All right, black swan effect meaning black swan event. This is black swan event, high impact event that is difficult to predict under normal circumstances, but that in retrospect appears to have been inevitable. A black swan event is unexpected and therefore difficult to prepare for, but it is often rationalized with the benefit of hindsight as having been unavoidable. So a black swan event is really it's something that catches you off guard, as you could say. What is an example of a black swan event? The 1987 crash on stocks represent a black swan event in financial markets. On Monday, October 19th, 1987, the Dow Jones Industrial shares dropped 22.6%, the biggest single day loss in history. Many experts cited warning signs of an impending crash. However, nobody knows the exact cause of the stock market panic. What does the expression black swan mean? What is a black swan? A black swan is an unpredictable event that is beyond what is normally expected of a situation and has potentially severe consequences. So a black swan event has severe consequences. Something like the power going out, the electrical grid going down. That could be a black swan event, because that has severe consequences. People going to die, the water's cut off. All right, the power's out, obviously, so that has severe consequences, like the movie Leave the World Behind, or like the movie that I watch, or not Enemy of State, American Blackout. What is an example of a black swan fallacy? Some examples of black swan events include World Wars I and II, the fall of the Berlin Wall, 9/11, the rise of the internet, the stock market crash of 1987, and the 2008 financial crisis. So these were black swan events. So you could say, you could really say that the blackout or the electrical grid going down is a black swan event. That could be because it has severe consequences that come with it. All right, but let's get back to the article that I got. It says mainstream media predicts black swan event during 2024 election cycle. It says CBS News correspondent Catherine Herridge warned viewers to expect a potential black swan event in the 2024 election cycle, foreshadowing a national security crisis with unpredictably high impact. A black swan event refers to an unpredictable or totally unforeseen event, typically one with extremely dire consequences. This term was popularized by Nassim Nicholas Taleb in his 2007 book, The Black Swan. During the year-end CBS News Correspondents' Roundtable, the moderator, Margaret Brennan, asked Herridge about her black swan prediction. Catherine Herridge, a seasoned reporter who has covered national security and intelligence for years, shared her disturbing message regarding what the future holds under an increasingly desperate Biden regime. Well, mine's a little, she has her quote down here. It says, mine's a little dark, she began. I just feel I just feel a lot of concern that 2024 may be the year of a black swan event. This is a national security event with high impact that's very difficult to predict, and we we had some speculations of that. The brothers, we say that 2024 is gonna be a interesting year. It could be a year of judgment. The Lord starts bringing judgment on the earth and Babylon the Great. All right, so going into 2024, hey, a lot of things are gonna change, and we, Lord willing. All right, we're in some exciting times that we're in, and Lord willing, we are the elect that He'll keep us safe and keep us, under His protection. All right, but 2024 is gonna be gonna be something to look forward to, right? It says Harridge outlines several factors contributing to her prediction. There are a number of concerns I had that factor into that. Let me read that again. There are a number of concerns I have that factor into that. Not only this sort of enduring heightened threat level that we're facing, the wars in Israel, also Ukraine. Harridge emphasized the internal divisions within the United States, which she believed could create opportunities for adversaries like North Korea, China, and Iran. And we're so divided in this country in ways that we haven't seen before. And I think that just creates fertile ground for our adversaries like North Korea, China, and Iran. And that's what concerns me most, she added. And this is a video down here. This is from former, what they call Twitter. It's now X. All right. It's Face the Nation. Let's see what it says.
Well, mine's a little dark. I just feel a lot of concern that 2024 may be the year of a black swan event. This is a national security event with high impact.
Let's replay it.
Well, mine's a little dark. I just feel a lot of concern that 2024 may be the year of a black swan event. This is a national security event with high impact that's very hard to predict. There are a number of concerns that I have that factor into that. Not only this sort of enduring heightened threat level that we're facing, the wars in Israel, also Ukraine. And we're so divided in this country in ways that we haven't seen before. And I think that just creates fertile ground for our adversaries like North Korea, China, and Iran. And that's what concerns me most.
So, and that's U.S. has been going with it. Well, not going. It's been you heard the U.S. and Iran, they've been, going at each other now, over in the Red Sea. Right, let's see if they had, matter of fact, you just go here, the People's Voice, no, Salakia. Take that in. Because in the past couple of days, the U.S. and Iran has been, it says, since the attack on Hamas, Israel Hamas war, the Iran is backing up Hamas. All right, and they sent a strike, I believe on, it was was it a Navy ship? It was something like that, around that time. It says down here, it says U.S. forces conduct airstrikes on Iranian proxies in Syria. This was October 27th. So since then they've been going back and forth with each other. And I believe recently, it was a Fears are rising of a widened Middle East war, and U.S. troops are in the firing line. U.S. military carried out airstrikes against Iran-backed groups in Iraq. All right, so there's a Iran-backed group called I think how you say it, Houthis or Houthis. Slack if I'm saying it wrong. All right, U.S. launches retaliatory airstrikes in Iraq after a drone attack. So yeah, they were attacked by drones. All right, so that's that. Let's get Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and verse 6, it says, "And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places." All right, so we hearing of, these things happen. We're hearing of the wars and rumors of wars, right? Now you got U.S. and Iran going at it. So, they're making all types of enemies. So the U.S. is on the verge of going down. All right, this place no longer will be, um, it's crashing internally. And then don't forget, you know, you can get rid of that. Don't forget about, migrants crossing the border. All right, so that could be another black swan thing because we don't know who's in that crowd. All right, sleeper cells, agents, right, terrorists, and there's some of them are already in the U.S. In different cities. California, Texas, Chicago, New York, right? It says Texas has arrested thousands at the U.S.-Mexico border as state expands powers to arrest migrants. All right. It says Texas authorities have arrested nearly 10,000 migrants who illegally crossed the U.S.-Mexico border under a new arrest and jail operation aimed at deterring illegal immigration. Following the successful arrest, Texas passed a new law that will bolster the smaller scale operation to expand the authority to make arrests, as well as give local judges the authority to order the migrants out of the country. The changes go into effect in March, and this was what? What's today? This was a couple hours ago, December 28, 2023. It says the new law comes after Texas first launched a smaller scale operation to arrest migrants on misdemeanor trespassing charges in July 2021, as Texas-Mexico border crossings reached 1.2 million that fiscal year. So all these immigrants are coming across the border, man, and it's just, and we don't know who's a part of that, right? That's it could be, and it's not just the Northern Kingdom, the so-called Mexicans and Puerto Ricans, not just them. It's other migrants from other countries, right? China migration up at border as U.S. marks anniversary of repeal of Exclusion Act. So you people coming from China, these are military age. It's mixed in, it's women in that, but it's also military age men, and what they're coming to do. Who knows what they're coming to do, right? But we know that could be a black swan event. It says this came out, a couple of days ago, December 25th. It says as the U.S. marks the 80th anniversary of the Repeal Act of the Chinese Exclusion Act, thousands of Chinese immigrants are crossing the U.S.-Mexico border, mostly for the same reasons as their countrymen did more than a century ago. Zhong Wei Wang, if I said that right, made that journey this spring through Central America with his family. When I knew there was a way to leave China, I felt overjoyed, really overjoyed, he said. According to the U.S. Border Patrol, from January through September, more than 24,000 Chinese migrants crossed the border without authorization, about 13 times the number recorded during the same period last year. They see a lack of opportunity. They see the Chinese economy stagnating. there's also been a lot of frustration with how controlling the Chinese government is, how many restrictions there are on their lives, and over people in China, you can say they're in a like a authoritarian government. They have social credit scores over there. So if you do something that's bad, they're put your face on a, and that's coming to America. So don't think that we're escaping that. Things in the U.S. are gonna heat up soon, man. All right, people in America are privileged. All right, they haven't been through anything except besides the 9/11, you know, but like these other countries, Americans really haven't been through really much anything. All right, and that's going to show. People are going to be uh, 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 people will be bugged out of their minds when stuff like this happens. It says um it says there's also been a lot of frustration with how controlling the Chinese government is, how many restrictions there are on their lives, and people have been researching how to get to the United States, said Madeline Sue, a history professor at the University of Maryland. All right, I'm not gonna read all of that. I'm gonna put in the link in the description. All right, so people just are coming from different countries, all right, different places around the world. You know, so the Black Swan event, hey, that could be a thing that happens in the next year. You know, um, that's all I had. I'll put that in the description if you want to read that. Then we'll get to some scriptures. We could read Matthew 24 actually. Um, it says perilous times at the top, right? And what's those perilous times? Jacob's trouble. All right. I'll read this again in Matthew 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. And I just saw an article on that. Let me hold on. I think I still got it. HWO whistleblower warns they're creating a perpetual pandemic. Let's read a little bit of this. It says Dr. Astrid Stuckelberg. Dr. Astrid Stuckelberger, if I said that correctly, PhD, scientist, international health expert, author, and World Health Organization whistleblower has warned Johns Hopkins has released a pandemic plan for SPARS 2025-2028. They will not stop. They're creating a perpetual pandemic. Let's watch this video.
So this is just going.
Let me pause it. It says World Health Organization whistleblower Dr. Astrid Stockelberger. All right, they're creating a perpetual pandemic. That's why, isn't it?
Go on forever because what they're doing, you can see it happening now. It's that we thought, those who got vaccinated thought that the vaccination would liberate them. And on the opposite, they're vaccinated, they're dependent on what they call the mutation. They are using this as a gimmick. So they say, every mutation, always with the wrong test. There's a mutation, a new vaccine. So not only people have to make 2 vaccines now, which is also unprecedented with an experimental injection, that now they have to keep on wearing masks.
Right, that vaccine didn't, it didn't really work. You got a lot of people dying from the vaccine actually. A lot of young people, especially athletes, just dropping dead. All right.
And they have to keep on doing lockdown and distanciation. It doesn't solve anything. They think they're going to travel, but then they will have an ID vaccine passport that will force them to get vaccinated regularly so they can control them more and more, their health, maybe eliminate them. It's really criminal. So the fact that we see that the plan is done for 2031 in the papers of the government, and you have to look for it, is already a plan. The other sign is that Johns Hopkins University has issued a pandemic plan for SPARS 2025, 2028. So they will not stop. They will keep on, as long as people believe, they're going to make them believe SPARS and everything, and every flu is going to be transformed in a drama drumming. So every flu, you're sick and you're going to die. And people are so afraid of death. They think that they give their life risk to people who lie to them. They believe in a government that lies to them. So they're using fear. And those who are fearful and don't change will probably, unfortunately, die. So I'm just, calling people to wake up and take back your health. Don't believe in the government. They are creating a perpetual pandemic. It's an eternal pandemic. This is the worst nightmare you can have, is to be in perpetual fear your whole life.
Right. So they creating it. They back at it again, people. All right. If that's if that's true, all right, you can take it with a grain of salt. But hey, this is what's coming. And that could actually that could come around. You know, for a nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There should be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. All right. Let's go to Psalms 64. Yep, Psalm 64. I'm gonna start at the top. It says prayer for deliverance from secret enemies. Who are the enemies? Esau, Edom, so-called white man, the wicked. All right, and these and the other rest of the nations, but the main enemy, are the top main elites. It says, "Hear my voice, O power, and my prayer preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words." Let's look up that word, wet. It says, let's play it.
Strong's H8150. Shanann. Shanann.
Shanann. It says to sharpen, wet, to wet, sharpen. So it means to sharpen. All right, to be pierced. Down at the bottom, Strong's definition, intensively to pierce, figuratively to inculcate, prick, sharpen, teach, diligently, wet. So it means to sharpen. All right, they're sharpening their words. It says, who whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they might shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. All right, who are the perfect? The Israelites. It says they encourage themselves in the evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. All right. And, like that woman said, they're creating a perpetual pandemic. I'll say pandemic, for the sake of the video. All right. It says, but the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee. Right. And this is a whistleblower. They're making their tongue fall upon themselves. They got people telling the people what they're gonna do. Right. Let's get into reading a different translation. Psalm 64. A prayer for protection. It says, I am in trouble. It says, I am in trouble. God, listen to my prayer. I am afraid of my enemies. Save my life. Protect me from the plots of the wicked, from mobs of evil people. They sharpen their tongues like swords and aim cruel words like arrows. They are quick to spread their shameless lies. They destroy good people with cowardly slander. They encourage each other in their evil plots. They talk about where they will place their traps. No one can see them, they say. They make evil plans and say, we have planned a perfect crime. The human heart and mind are a mystery. But the Most High shoots his arrows at them, and suddenly they are wounded. He will destroy them because of these words. All who see them will shake their heads. They will be afraid. They will think about what the Most High has done and tell about his deeds. All righteous people will rejoice because of what the Lord has done. They will find safety in him. All good people will praise him. All right. So they're you know it's a lot of things going on, man. All around what's happening. All right. Black Swan event could come in 2024. A pandemic could be in the works. You know, um, right here, mainstream media predicts Black Swan event during 2024 election cycle. All right, let's get a few more. Let's take an address. I read 16. Second address 16 and 17 says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for an amendment. All right, that's serious to correct you. All right, this is for correction. But people don't want to be corrected. They want to continue on their folly. It says, verse 20, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of their scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. All right, so great evil is coming. All right, let's get matter of fact, GNT, make it plain. This is like at 16. When I started at 17, I was going to 18. Says, I'm doomed. I'm doomed. Who will rescue me in those days? Troubles will come, and many will groan. Famine will come, and many will die. Wars will come, and the world powers will tremble. Disasters will come, and everyone will be terrified. What will people do when these disasters come? Famine, epidemics, troubles, and suffering are sent to punish and correct people. But in spite of all this, they will not turn away from their sins. They soon forget their punishment. A time is coming when food will be so cheap that people will think a time of peace and plenty has arrived. But then disasters will spring up everywhere, wars, famine, and great confusion. Good. Salakia. Many people, verse 22, many people on earth will starve to death, and those who escape starvation will be killed in war. Their corpses will be thrown out like garbage, and there will be no one left to comfort the living. That the earth will be deserted and the cities demolished. All right, let's get one more. I got Ezekiel 7:5. It says, thus saith the Lord power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come. The end is come. It watcheth for thee. Behold, it is come. The morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwellest in the land. The time is come, and the day, the time is come, the day of trouble is near, and not the sounding again of the mountains. All right. I'll keep reading. Now will I shortly pour out my fury upon thee, and accomplish my anger upon thee. and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense thee for all thy abominations. And my eyes shall not spare, neither will I have pity. I will recompense thee according to thy ways and thy abominations that are in the midst of thee. And ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai that smiteth. All right. Behold the day, behold it is come. The morning is gone forth. The rod have blossomed, pride have budded. All right. So, evil is coming upon on the earth. All right. And many, many evils are Salak, and many the Lord is sending evils upon the earth. Well, it's going to send evils upon the earth, and like I said, 2024 is going to be a interesting, exciting year to see, because the judgment, that could be a year of the judgment of the Lord. That's coming. All right, so I'll put a link to these articles in the description. All right, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to whoever views. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect. All right, Lord willing, this is edifying. Until next video, Shalom.